Okay, so when the X-T4 was announced, I had the same reaction about the flip out screen as many of you did. Well, maybe not as extreme as some of you did, but I had mixed feelings to say the least. I wasn't turned off by the flip screen completely, because I had used one before, but part of me was a little disappointed because I'd gotten so used to the tilting screen on the back of the X-T1, X-T2, and so on that I just liked that layout and design, and I kind of, became instantly nostalgic for that type of camera and was disappointed they didn't have it on this model. But after using the X-T4 for a couple months, shooting street photography with it, I want to talk about a few benefits of this screen that you may or may not have thought of, and why it may be worth considering for your street photography. Okay, so the first benefit of the screen is actually the first two benefits are benefits you probably knew of. They're obvious benefits to a certain extent, but I still want to make a list so we can talk about them and think about them. So the first benefit is the fact that you have a way to protect the screen when you're walking around. Obviously, it flips around to be a selfie screen when you need it to be, but when you're done shooting it, at whatever angle you're shooting it, you can close it. Part of me is used to shooting like that and wants to shoot like that a lot of times, but what I have been experimenting with is pulling it out and shooting it when I need it and then closing it. And that has helped protect the screen, and it gives me comfort to know that if it's on a neck strap and it's bumping up against like a belt buckle or a button on a shirt, that it's not going to get scratched and whatnot. So that protection aspect of it is very convenient and comforting. The second benefit is it allows me to treat my X-T4 like a film camera in terms of I can shoot through the viewfinder and not be quite as tempted to look at the image after I shoot on the back screen. Obviously, you can pull up the image in the viewfinder and you can pull out the screen and look at the image there. But that requires a little bit more work to do that, and I'm less likely to do that when I have the screen closed. So I can shoot like a film camera, keep it closed, and just move on with my shoot. It allows me to be a little more efficient, and it keeps me in the moment. And I like that. I like treating my digital cameras like a film camera whenever I can, because you get some of those benefits of a film camera and the benefits of the digital camera. Because I think, like, besides the analog element of it and the whole everything physical about the film itself, another reason why I was drawn to it and liked shooting it so much was I was a different shooter with film. It slows you down. You're thinking about the shot. You're not overanalyzing it, and you're not shooting 100 frames of one little area trying to get every combination. You shoot and move on. Granted, you could still shoot 1,000 frames of something random with that, but I'm less likely to do that. I'm more likely to treat it like a film camera when I'm not so tempted to look at the image all the time. So that's a huge benefit. The third benefit is something I didn't quite think about before I bought it, and something I didn't hear anyone really talking about. But once I started using it, I found it to be really, really handy. And that is how the screen adjusts the view mode in the viewfinder. So like with most Fujifilm cameras, if I am shooting like this, or if I have the tilt out screen, either I'll have it on LCD only or on the eye sensor. I like usually having it on the eye sensor because like I said, I like shooting through the viewfinder a lot. So I like going back and forth. But the challenge is when I have it set to eye sensor and I put it close to my chest to look down to do waist level shooting, sometimes my chest or my hand triggers the eye sensor and the screen turns off. Part of the advantage of waist level shooting is not moving the camera very much at all, looking down and taking your shot. But with that eye sensor being triggered with my hand or my chest, it became really frustrating. So the benefit about this one is that I can pull the screen out like this, do a waist level shot, close the screen, and go right up to the viewfinder and shoot on the viewfinder instantly. This is because if I have the view mode set to LCD only, it's LCD only when I have the LCD out, but then when I close it, it automatically switches to the eye sensor. So when I put my eye up to the viewfinder, it switches to that mode. So that sounds simple, and it may sound obvious to some of you, but I didn't really think about that aspect of it before I bought it. It's a solution. It's a solution to a problem I didn't think I really needed a solution for. It was just something I dealt with other cameras, but it's even the X-T20. It does this a lot. Or when I tried the X-T20, that sensor was really sensitive, and I couldn't get the perfect balance oftentimes of shooting waist level and having the eye sensor on. So I'd either have to turn it on one or the other, either viewfinder only or LCD only. So having the best of both worlds, having it so I can do waist level shooting, close it, and go straight to the viewfinder is really, really handy. So that's something to keep in mind, the fact that if you're like me where you shoot both constantly when you're out shooting street photography, that's a nice little benefit. With the flip out screen like that, you're looking in a slightly different direction when you look down. You're not looking directly below the camera, but it's really not that big of a deal. If it's on a neck strap and whatnot, it's not going to add too much of it's not going to be too much of an obstacle for you. And with that feature of going LCD only and then having automatically go back to the eye sensor and viewfinder, it becomes a benefit. And that's just something I didn't really hear many people talk about, so I wanted to mention that along with the other benefits that we talked about with the screen. So this whole video was about the screen and using it for street photography with the X-T4. Like I said, I love the protection it provides. I love how it allows me to shoot like a film camera. And I love that feature of going from a closed screen to an open screen back to the viewfinder really quickly. So that's it for now. I hope you guys are doing great. Thanks for watching this video. You guys are amazing, and I'll talk to you soon.